Hello guys, welcome to my channel Create Knowledge. In this video, I'll tell you how to make this employee management system. Here I have used Bootstrap employee management system. I have given option home, add employee, display employee and search employee by ID. Now I am giving some demo how it is function. Suppose I am going to click add employee. Here it asks the employee ID number and then it will ask your full name of employee. Then you have to select male or female. Then you have to enter address. Then you have to enter his mobile number. Then enter his email ID. Now I am giving one demo. Suppose I am going to put the employee ID is 999 and name is Kamal Singh. His mail address Lucknow UP and mobile number is 78963526 and email ID is kamal@gmail.com and then I have submit and you see record saved successfully. View record. It is 999 Kamal Singh, mail Lucknow UP and mobile number and his email address. Here I am giving the two options. One is delete employee or update employee or modify employee. Now I am going to modify this employee. Now suppose his name is Kamal Kumar Singh. Now I put the Kumar, Kamal Kumar Singh, his male. Now he is residing instead of Lucknow. I am going to write here Kanpur and his mobile number is same, everything is same. Then I am going to save update and you see 999. Now it has changed. Now I have modified this employee. Now home. Now I am going to search the employee by put the employee ID. Here I am putting the employee ID is 999 and then click on search and you see employee ID 999, name is Kamal Kumar Singh, male Kanpur, mobile number and email ID. Now I will tell you how to make this project. I am going to tell step by step. Here my project name is Employee Management System. I made this project in Hibernate and Bootstrap and my Eclipse version is 2023-03 and my Tomcat server version is 9.0. Here I am use Maven web apps and I will tell you how to configuration of Hibernate. The Hibernate configuration file name is hibernate.cfg.xml and how to put the dependencies in com.xml. In Hibernate Webapp Src main Java, I will create 3 packages. One is com.entity, one is com.provider and com.servlet. In com.entity, I will make a class, employee class, and com.provider, I will make a class, FactoryProvider, and com.servlet class, I will make 3 servlet class. One is DeleteServlet, one is SearchServlet, one is UpdateServlet. And I will put the Hibernate configuration.xml in Src main resource and Src main resource I'll put the hibernate.cfg.xml. In Webapp folder I'll create one folder, CSS folder for create the background color and I'll put the image folder also there because here I have used some image. And in Webapp folder I'll create add employee.jsp file, display employee.jsp file and header and footer.jsp file because I have using Bootstrap and index.jsp and navigation.jsp. This is also for Bootstrap and save employee.jsp and search.jsp and update employee.jsp. And also I'll tell you how to mapping web.xml in web.web web INF. Now I am going to open my Eclipse ID. I will start the project. Now I am going to open my Eclipse ID. This is my Eclipse ID 2023-03. Click on File, New, Maven Project, then Next, Internal, and then scroll down, Maven Archetype Web App, then Next. Here my group ID I have written com.gopal. You can do as your choice. Now here I am going to artifact type project name Hibernate Webapp, and then finish, and then click here. Now see, Hibernate Webapp is created. Here I am getting some error, com.xml and Src, because in Src index.jsp error, because I have to add server runtime. Click on your project Hibernate Webapp, right click, build path, configuration build path, and add library, server runtime, then next, and select my Apache Tomcat version is 9.0.65, and then finish, then apply and close. And now see, my index error is removed. Now I am getting the error in pom.xml. Now I am going to open the pom.xml. Here I will put the dependencies. Now I put my dependencies here. Now for dependency I have to open my Google Chrome browser. I am going to minimize this window and go to open your Google Chrome browser. Here you write Maven MySQL dependency for Hibernate. Click here, Maven repository. Here I am going to use MySQL is 8.0. So I am going for 8.0.28. Click here, 8.0.28, and copy this link. Copy and go to Eclipse ID pom.xml. Here I am going to paste this link. Okay, now I put the MySQL connector. Next I have to put Hibernate dependencies. Again I have to go Google Chrome browser, and here I have to write here Maven Hibernate dependency, and this is Hibernate core relocation. Click here. Then here I will use maximum usage is 5.6.15. Click here and copy this link Hibernate core, Ctrl C, and again I am going to open my Eclipse ID, and here I am going to put this link, Ctrl paste. I have to put and then save it. Now I have to put Maven War plugin. Now I am going to minimize this window. Now go to Google Chrome browser. Here you have to search Maven War plugin and go to Apache usage, Apache Maven War plugin, and go scroll down. This is Webapp directory. Here I have to copy this from plugins to plugin. Ctrl C, copy, and go to Eclipse ID. Here I will put the plugin file. You remember it, you will put it after the build tag. Here you write Ctrl paste, okay, and then save your project. Here you have to write, you see here my version is 3.4.1, but you have to put the version 3.3.2. Here you have to write 3.3. And this snapshot is not required. You delete this snapshot and then save it. Remember it, you have to put the version 3.3.2 and you delete the snapshot and then save it, and you see your pom.xml error is removed. So when you copy this one, here version is 3.4.1, but here you have to write 3.3.2 and you have to delete this snapshot 3.3.2 and delete the snapshot and save it. Then it will be then your pom.xml error has been removed. Then close the pom.xml. So my there is no error here. Now open your index.jsp, run on server Tomcat 9.0 and then next, then Hibernate Webapp and finish. Okay, and it will appear the hello world. Hello world, that means there is no problem till now. Now I am going to close it. Now I am going to create configuration file. Now I am going to close this window, close this index.jsp and go to Src main resource, right click here, go to new and other, you write here XML. This is XML file, select it and then next, and you write the file name. Now I am giving the file name is hibernate.cfg.xml. CFG is configuration .xml and then finish. Now here you see your configuration file is created. Now I'll do one thing. First I have to put the schema. For schema I have to go library. This is Maven dependencies and here you go Hibernate core. Hibernate core is there. You see it is Hibernate core. Click here, this arrow mark and this is Hibernate. Click here and go to scroll down. Here you see Hibernate configuration 3.0 DTD. Click here and you copy this line 10 to 12. This is the schema of Hibernate configuration file. So just I am going to Ctrl+C copy and close it and here I am going to paste it. So this is the schema of Hibernate configuration and enter. Now you write Hibernate configuration, enter and then you write session factory. Session factory you have to write property. You have to put the 7 property. Now first I have to put the driver class. Here write connection dot driver underscore class and here I will pass MySQL com.mysql.jdbc driver. Here you write com.mysql.jdbc.driver. So first is now first JDBC connection I have done. Next property I have to write URL. Connection name is connection.url. Here you write connection.url and you pass JDBC colon MySQL colon localhost colon 3306. Here I am giving my database name. My database name is Employee Management System DB and create database if not exist is equal true. JDBC colon MySQL colon / localhost colon 3306. My DB name I am giving the DB name is EMS DB Employee Management System DB. Create database if not exist is equal to true. Next property I am going to write username. Connection dot username. Here pass the username is root. You put your username. My username is root. Next I will put property password. Property connection dot password. Connection dot password. My password is admin. You put your password. Whatever password you have fixed, that you put it. Next is property. Enter. Here you write dialect. You write here dialect and pass here org hibernate.dialect.mysql dialect. Here you write org.hibernate.dialect.mysql 5D dialect. Next property HBM to DDL property. Right here HBM to DDL dot auto. and you pass here update, because I have to update, so I pass it update. And next property, so SQL property, here you write so underscore SQL, and you pass here true. Okay, now property is 7 property I have fixed, and after that I have to do mapping. Again mapping class is equal to my mapping class. I will make com.entity employee. I will make a mapping class is equal to, I write here com.entity.employee. Employee is my class, so just I have write here. Now I have to create com.entity package and employee class. Okay, now my configuration is complete. So now I have to save it. Save, and I am going to close this one. Close it. Maven dependency close. Now I am going to create package in Src main Java. Here I will create 3 package as I mentioned here. Now as I mentioned you earlier that I will create 3 package in Src main Java. One is com.entity, com.provider class, com.servlet class. Now I am going to create it. Right click on Src main Java package. I will create. Here write com.entity, finish, and next one is com.provider. Right click here, new package, com.provider, finish, and third one is com.servlet, new package, com.servlet, and finish. So I have created the 3 packages here, com.entity, com.provider, com.servlet. As I mentioned you, here I have the com.entity, com.provider, com.servlet. Next, I have to write. Now first I am going to create main class as I told you in hibernate.cfg.xml. Here I am mapping the com.entity.employee. So I will first create a class file employee in com.entity project. Com.entity, right click, new class. Class name I am giving the name employee, and then finish. My employee class is ready. Now I have to write here. Here I am going to write the code. First I am taking the variable private int id. First I write private int id. Next one private int private string name. Here I write private string name. Next one is private string gender. You write here private string gender, and next private string address, and next private string mobile, and next one is private string email. Now I have to get getter and setter, parameterized constructor, and default constructor. First I am going to create getter and setter. Right click here, source, getter and setter, select all, generate. Now see getter and setter is ready. After that I will create parameterized constructor. Again right click here, go to source, here go to source, go to constructor using field, generate. This is my parameterized constructor. and I'll make a default constructor. Again, right click here, source, constructor. This is my default constructor. Default constructor. Default constructor. This is my parameterized constructor. This is my getter and setter. Now save it. Okay, next I have to make. Now I'll make a class in com.provider. I'll make a class FactoryProvider. Now provider. Here I'll create a class. Name is FactoryProvider. Com.provider, right click here, new class. Here you write FactoryProvider and then finish. This is my FactoryProvider class. So now here I am going to write public static session factory is equal to null. Now I am going to write public static session factory get factory, and here curly bracket I have to write if factory is null. Here write if factory is null, then configuration config is equal to new configuration. You write here configuration config is equal to new configuration, and config.configure, and you pass hibernate.cfg.xml. Here you write config.configure, and you pass hibernate.cfg.xml, and factory is equal to config.build session factory. Factory is equal to config.build session factory, and return factory, and you write here return factory. I am getting here error because I have to import session factory org.hibernate and configuration org.hibernate. Here I have to import org.hibernate.cfg configuration, and you see error has been removed. After that you have to write public static void close factory, public static curly bracket. Here you write here if factory is open is equal to true. If factory is open, so true, and then you close the factory, curly bracket, and put close factory dot close. You write here factory dot close. So my package.com.provider is complete. Now I am going to making the servlet classes here. After that I will go for Bootstrap and write the code in Bootstrap. Now I have to do one thing. In servlets, here I will create 3 servlet file. As I mentioned you earlier, in servlet I will make 3 servlet file, one DeleteServlet and SearchServlet and UpdateServlet. That I am doing first. After that I will go for JSP file. Let me complete the servlet file. Here right click on servlet, new servlet. I am giving the name DeleteServlet. Okay, this is my DeleteServlet. Here I have to write this line is not required. This line is not required. I have required the do post only, do get only. So this post is not required. Default constructor is not required. Do get I have required only. This line is not required also. Not required. Now here I write a code. Int id is equal to. Now I am going to my eid in integer type. So now I write here Here int id is equal to integer dot parse int request dot get parameter eid. And next line I write session is equal to, here you write session is equal to FactoryProvider dot get open session. FactoryProvider dot get factory open session. And in next line I write transaction tx session dot, here write session dot begin transaction and pass, here you write, here I have to pass transaction tx object, transaction tx is equal to session dot begin transaction. After that employee emp is equal to session dot get employee class eid. And next I have to write here emp dot get name and session, because I have created the delete file, so write the session dot delete emp. So write here session dot delete emp and I'll commit the transaction and respond redirect. Now I'll create display employee.jsp. Respond send redirect display employee.jsp. Now this file is, now later I'll create display employee.jsp. Let me finish the servlet file, then I'll go for JSP file. Now I'm going to save it. Fine. Here I'm getting some error because I have to import session org hibernate factory provider, import factory provider transaction, import transaction org hibernate employee. I have to, for employee I have to import com.entity.employee. Here I have to write import com. Now error is removed. Okay, fine, and save it. Okay, there is no error till now. Thanks. Okay. After that I will create, so in servlet I have created the DeleteServlet. Now I have to create SearchServlet and UpdateServlet. Now I am going to create SearchServlet. Right click here, new, go to servlet, and I am giving the class name SearchServlet, and then finish. Now SearchServlet is ready. Now I have to not equal this line, and this line is not equal, main construct is not equal. I have required the do get method only. This one is do post is not required. This one is not required. Okay, here I have to write the code. Now here I write same, I have write here in like DeleteServlet. So here I write same thing I have to write here. Int id, same I have write as I have write in DeleteServlet.java. You see, same code I have to write here. Session factory sf is equal to FactoryProvider.get factory, and in next line I write session is equal to session factory dot open session, employee emp is equal to session dot get employee dot class dot eid. That I have to write here. and here I'll use if and else. Is employee is null, then what happened? Right here, and then curly bracket, you write servlet context, you have to write here servlet context is equal to get servlet context is equal to get servlet context, and context dot set attribute, and here you pass emp and comma emp, and else here write else, you write servlet context, get servlet context, and context dot, and I'll pass the null, and then I'll close the session. Right here session dot close, you write here session dot close, and resend respond dot resend search dot jsp. I'll have to make here write respond dot resend redirect search dot jsp file I'll create later. So now this file is ready. Okay, I have to remove the error. Session factory, I have to import session factory org.hibernate factory provider, import factory provider, session, import session org hibernate, employee, I have to import com.entity employee. Okay, and next servlet context, import servlet.java x servlet, and next okay, all error has been removed. Then I am going to save it. Okay, fine. Now I do one thing. I am just going to update my project. You right click on your project, Hibernate Webapp, right click here, go to Maven and update project. Okay, I'll select my project. Okay, now it is updating. Okay, so I have not get any error. I think up to this, yeah, I have no problem. Next I have to create delete search and update.servlet. Now I am going to create update.servlet. Go to servlets, right click, new servlet, and write here I am going to name the class name is update servlet. Next, okay, mapping is ready. Next, I have do post not require, I have required the do get only. Just tick it and then finish. Okay, now it is ready. Okay, now I have to delete this line, not required, and this is not required, this is not required, do get, removing it. Okay, now I have to add code here, same as earlier I have do it. Now here again I am doing here int eid is equal to integer dot parse int request dot get parameter eid. Okay, and next line I will write session open session is equal to factory provider dot get factory open session, and next line I will write transaction tx is equal to session dot begin transaction. You write here session dot begin transaction, emp name is equal to session dot get employee class eid, and employee dot get name and employee dot get name. After that you have to pass something, that is string name is equal to request dot get parameter, Here I have to pass string name is equal to request.get parameter name, because you see in Employee.java I have put the variable EID, name, gender, address, mobile. That's I am writing here in UpdateServlet. Okay. And next, say I just go copy it. Request dot string gender is equal to request dot get parameter gender, request dot get parameter gender, and next address, string address is equal to request dot get parameter address, request dot get parameter address, and then mobile, string mobile is equal to request dot get parameter mobile, email, string email is equal to request dot get parameter email, and pass the email. Okay. Then I have to set the EID, name, gender, address. That's why again I have to write. I have to set emp set EID emp dot set name emp dot set name, and then emp dot set gender right here, emp dot set address is address, and then emp dot set mobile is mobile. Here you write emp dot set email. Then you have to write session dot update employee, and then I'll commit the transaction tx dot commit response dot send redirect display employee.jsp, that I'll create later on. You write response dot send redirect display employee.jsp. Now my this is ready. I'm going to save. Here I have to remove the error. I'm getting error because I have to import session was Hibernate FactoryProvider, import FactoryProvider transaction, import transaction employee. I have to put import com.entity employee, employee. So now all error has been removed, and go to save it. Okay. Now here I have completed DeleteServlet, SearchServlet, and UpdateServlet. DeleteServlet, SearchServlet, and UpdateServlet. And also I complete Employee.java in com.entity package and com.provider package. I have completed the FactoryProvider.java. Let me see, FactoryProvider.java. So all the 5 class I have ready. I have completed these 5: Employee.java, FactoryProvider.java, DeleteServlet.java, the servlet file, SearchServlet, and UpdateServlet. Now I'll go for next one is Src main. Now I have to create one folder for CSS, and I have put the image and add employee JSP, display employee JSP, header footer JSP, index.jsp already created, navigation.jsp, save employee.jsp, search JSP, and update employee.jsp. Okay. Now I am going to create one by one. Now I forget to put the annotation in employee, because I have to create a table in the name of employee. So here I have to write entity, and here I have to write, because This EID is primary key, so I have to write @ID. Then I have to import entity Java X persistence EID ID Java X persistence. Now, okay. Now I am going to create, minimize this one, this one, this one. Now I am going to create in Src main web app. Here I will create the JSP file. One is header underscore footer.jsp and navigation.jsp. Right click, new, JSP. Here I am giving the name footer header.jsp, footer header.jsp, and then finish. And one more file I am going to create, that is navigation.jsp, because I will put the navbar here. So I am going to write here, right click, new, JSP. I am giving the name is navigation.jsp. So I have created two JSP file. One is header underscore footer.jsp, another is navigation.jsp. In header underscore footer.jsp, here I will put the starter template, and in navigation.jsp I will put the navbar. So now I am going to open header footer.jsp, header footer.jsp. Here I am going to delete this code. Here I am going to delete all the code. I have not required this code. Now I am going to open Google Chrome browser. I will write Bootstrap 4. Open. Here you see starter template. I am just going to copy this starter template and paste it in header and footer, header underscore footer.jsp file, and paste it here. Okay. Now I am going to do one thing. I am just cut this line up to from viewport and put this line in index.jsp. Control X and index.jsp, and delete this code. Delete this code and paste it. And again I am going to footer header page. In title, I just copy the title here. This also Control X and paste it in index.jsp file. Okay. Now I am going to run my project. Index.jsp, right click, run on server, select Tomcat, and then finish. And you see, this is the output of hello world. It is giving the Bootstrap. I have got this hello world from Bootstrap. Okay, fine. Now I will go to navigation.jsp. I am going to delete the all line in navigation.jsp. Now I am going to open Bootstrap and here write navbar, and scroll down. Here I will get the navbar. This is a navbar link. This code I will copy this code and paste it in my navigation.jsp. Copy and open navigation.jsp. I am going to paste it. Okay. And then I will save the project. And index.jsp, here I have to link this navigation.jsp. Now I am going to open index.jsp file. Here I have to link my header and footer and navigation. Here I am doing one thing. First I am going to include title. I am giving the title name is body I don't require. In title I will write Employee Management System, EMS. employee management system, and in body I have to include my header and footer .jsp and navigation.jsp. So first I am going to enter right here. Here I am going to include footer header.jsp. Here write footer header.jsp, and in body I will write div class container. Right, here also I include navigation.jsp. Here write include file navigation.jsp. Okay, now here I have included my footer header and navigation.jsp. Now I have to close the div tag, close it. Okay, and then save my project, and I am going to run my index.jsp page. Run on server, select it, and then finish. As you see, this is my navbar, home, link, drop down, disable, as you have seen here. Okay, now I'll put the code in. I'm just going to close this one, not required, and minimize this window, and go to my, here I'll write employee management system, employee management system. Here I'll write index.jsp. My home page is index.jsp. So I'll write here. Now I'm going to write index.jsp and home. Okay, fine. And next line is here link. Here I'll write add employee. In link I'll write add employee, and I'll pass add employee.jsp. I have to make add employee.jsp file. So I am right here add employee.jsp, add employee. Now I am going to copy this line, Ctrl C, copy, and paste here. Now I am going to change display all. Here I am right display all, and in place of add employee I will write display employee.jsp. Okay, now here drop down is not required. Now I am going to save it and run it. Now you see employee management system, home, add employee, display employee, and drop down and disable I have not required. So I have to delete these two, and I have to add the search employee EID, and then I have to change add employee. Now drop down I have not required. So I am going to delete this line li2 from here to this one. Drop down is not required. Delete it, and disable link also not required. So I delete the disable link also. Delete. Now I am going to save it. Save and run my project. Refresh. Now you see employee management system, home, add employee, and display all. Now I have to add the search button. In search button, here I have to write action is equal to SearchServlet. I have to write action is equal to SearchServlet is equal to, here I write SearchServlet, and Here it says no problem. Placeholder, I will write enter EID. Here I write enter EID. Here I have to write, in place of search, I have to write enter EID, and next I'll pass search, I think. Search, fine. Now I'm going to save it and run. You see what happened? Yeah, okay. You get the enter ID and search. Fine. It is good. It is working. And enter ID and search. Enter ID, and label search. Okay, and submit. Now see, here I have to create add employee.jsp, display employee.jsp, and now till now I have created header and footer.jsp, navigation.jsp, and index.jsp. You see, here I have created header footer.jsp, index.jsp, navigation.jsp. Next I have to make add employee.jsp. First, now I am going to create add employee.jsp. After that, I will write display employee.jsp. Now I am going to create add employee.jsp. So how I will create this add employee.jsp? Click on index.jsp and in file, go to file, save as, you write the name add employee.jsp. So it will copy the index file and OK, and you see my add employee.jsp file is created. This is a very shortcut method. Here I will do one thing. Now I have to open Google Chrome browser. Here I write Bootstrap 4, enter, and get Bootstrap, and here I write email, and enter. Here I have required this nav bar because here I get the email ID and password. I will use here add employee. I will use this format for add employee. So just I am going to copy it. Copy this navigation bootstrap. Copy and paste it in add employee.jsp page. Here I am going to paste it. Okay. From here I will take some part. From here I will take some part from in here. I will have to write div class. Well, I have to put it in container, so write div class is equal to container, and here write form action. I have to create save employee.jsp page. Here I write save employee.jsp. I'll copy this line, div class, Ctrl X, and put it here, paste it here, and here write label for, in place of email ID, I will write, in place of email address, I have to write enter employee ID, enter email ID, and input type email. In place of email, you write text, and name is equal to EID, plus from control, no problem, and ID. This part is not required. This part is not required. Placeholder up to this I have not required, so I am going to delete. Now I am going to close it. Close tag, and this line also not required, so I am delete it. So now I'm going to make a table, the employee ID. I've got it. And after that, now I'm going to copy this line. Ctrl C and paste in next line. And here I write enter full name, enter full name, enter full name, and text, and here name, in place of EID I have to write name. Okay, now this part is, so enter email, enter employee ID, enter full name, and next line I'll write. Now I am going to copy from here. I am going to copy this line. You see, check, because next I have to put the option to check male and female, to check the gender. So I'm I'm going to copy this code. This is Bootstrap code. Ctrl X and put it here. Div class, from in place of check I write the group, and here you write input type. Now I'm doing one thing and not record this line. Now I'm going to copy this line again. I'm going to copy this line and paste here. So you see here I have confirm the enter the employee ID, enter the full name, and now I'll put ask the gender. For gender I'll give the option select male or female. Select gender, you write select gender, and here I have not required this line input type text because I have to delete it. This line is not required. Here I am going to write div class, div class is equal to, from check, here I will write input class is equal to check input, and type equal to radio, name is equal to gender, value is equal to male, and close it. The next line I write, you write here label class is equal to, for check label, for equal to, for example radius 1, and right here I have to pass male, and then OK. And here I have to write, here I put and NBSP for gap in between male and female. That's why I'm going to write here, for giving the space between these two. Now let me save the project and go to run it. And I see this is my add employee page. Here I put the enter email ID. This is my enter email ID, enter full name. This is enter full name. Now I have select gender, male. Here I put the female. You see that I am going to write here. And now I think I am going right, no problem. I am not getting any error. So my system is okay. Whatever they were writing, this correct way. This password is not required, because here I am using Bootstrap. So now I am going to write here input type. Now I am going to copy this line, input class is equal to from check input and type is equal to radio, type is equal to radio, and then name is equal to gender, name is equal to gender, name is equal to gender. I will put the inverted comma, and value is equal to female. Close your bracket. In next line, you copy this line, copy and paste, and here you check, write, for example, in place of male you write here female, and complete. Okay, now this part is complete. Now save it and run the project, refresh it. Now I see, select gender, male and female. Okay, fine. Till now I have no problem. And next line I am going to write. Now I have to copy again this line, Ctrl C, and going to paste here. Here you have to write enter address, input type text, and in name you write address. After that again you copy this line and paste just below it, and here you do enter mobile, and in place of address I'll write mobile. Mobile is complete. Next again I copy this line, Ctrl C, and paste next to it, and here I will put the email address, here, email ID, and here I write email, input type email, not text but it is email, and name is also email class control. Okay, now fine. Now put the button type submit, copy button type submit, it is not required, delete it, copy this line, button type submit, and button primary, here Ctrl X, and I am going to put here. Okay, button type submit, class button primary. Now it is over. I am going to save it. Now I am going to run it, refresh. Okay, fine, it is working properly. Okay, you see, enter employee ID, enter full name, select gender, male and female, male or female, enter address, enter mobile, enter email ID. Okay, fine. Add employees over. Now I have to put the display employee and search, enter email ID. Now I am going to minimize. Now I am going to create display employee. Now I am going to copy this add employee.jsp file, save as, I am giving the name display employee dot JSP, and save. So my display employee is created. Now here I am doing one thing. Now from here I will delete all, I am not required. Now here I am doing one thing. This is div class container, that's okay. Now here I write display. Here I have to do something. Here I have to write, I have to include, here I will include. So here I have to write org hibernate dot session is equal to factory provider dot get factory dot open session, and session dot here write session dot query from query, and you pass the query object. You have to pass is equal to query QRY is to session dot create query. Okay, and next line I have to write. Now I have to include the employee list. That's why I have to write Java util dot list employee. I have to write here Java dot util dot list employee list ls is equal to query dot list is query dot list, and here I have to use for loop for employee is ls, employee object is ls. Okay, and now here I have to write, here I am going to write here, you write div class is equal to container, div class container, and div class card. Here I am going to write div class card top margin 3. I am going to create an image file. Now I am going to create a folder in Webapp Folder and giving the name CSS finish, and here I am putting some code. Here I am putting the image. Now I am going to open my Google Chrome browser. From here I will search image employee icon, search. Now I am going to copy any employee icon. For example, I am copy this one, copy image, or I can do save image in my desktop. I'll put emp and close it. Now go to your here. I'm just going to cut it and paste in CSS folder. Paste. So here I put the emp image. Okay. Now here I am going to write image class card image margin 4 and style maximum width is 70 pixel. Here I am writing that 70 pixel, and src is equal to, here you write src css slash emp.png and class, and write here class and close your bracket. Okay, card top image, and next line I am going to write div class is equal to card body, div class card body. Here I write h5 class is equal to card text, card dash text, card text, and here I will pass emp id colon. Here notation I am going to use is equal to emp dot get eid. Now for bold I will use b tag for bold the employee id. So I have to write here use bold tag, and here also I write bold tag. Okay. Now I am going to copy this link. Now I will use Ctrl C, here Ctrl B. Now in place of H5 I will use P tag. I will use P, and here also I will use P. In place of I have to write name. Now I'm going to copy it and paste. Now name, gender, emp.eid, emp get, here I have to write get name, gender dot get gender, and then I'm going to copy it, paste. Here write address, get address. Next one mobile, get mobile. Email, here write email. That is complete. Now here you have to do one thing. Here you have to write. Now I'm giving the two options, delete and update. So I have to write anchor tag. I'll use the anchor tag, and we're going to write here a hyperreference DeleteServlet eid, and then class, okay. And the next line I'll write, here I have to write and class btn.update. So this is delete and this is update. And next, now I have to complete this div class. So here I have to import, one is com.entity.employee class. Next I have to import org hibernate query, and one more I have to import, that is FactoryProvider. I have to import FactoryProvider and then save. I think error has been removed. Okay, all error has been removed. Fine. And then now I have to create save employee.jsp. Now I am going to copy my index.jsp. This is my index.jsp. Here I am write copy. Sorry, here I am write index.jsp. Save as. Click on index.jsp and go to file. Write save as. You write here save employee.jsp. You see your JSP page is created. So this is save employee.jsp. I'm going to write the code for save employee.jsp. After navigation.jsp, I'll put annotation here. Here I'll write inside this annotation. I'll write here. I have to write org hibernate session factory. I have to write org hibernate dot session factory is equal to FactoryProvider dot get factory. FactoryProvider dot get factory. After that again I have to write org hibernate org hibernate session SES is equal to factory.OpenSession and org hibernate transaction tx org hibernate transaction.tx is equal to session.begin transaction and now I have to put the variable what I have taken int id. I am converted into string. So here I have to write int eid integer.parse.int and string name request.get parameter name string.get parameter name and next is gender. Here I have to write string gender request.get parameter gender and next address string address is equal to request.get parameter address and next line I will write string mobile is a request.get parameter mobile and string email and here I write string email request.get parameter email. Here I write com.entity. After that I have to write com.entity .employee.emp is equal to com.employee.emp is equal to new com.entity and I will pass email ID and here write com.new.com.entity to employee. Here I will pass ID, EID, name, gender, email address, mobile and email. And next one I will write session.save employee and tx.commit. I have to write tx.commit and I'm going to close the session So now this is also over and after that I'll use br tag record save successfully. That I have to write. Here I am going to use br tag. Here I'll write center inside here h2 and inside h2 tag I'll write record save successfully. As I mentioned earlier, here you write record save successfully and in next line you write inside the center and h2 I have to write here which is anchor tag. I write a anchor tag hyperreference display employee.jsp and here I write view record. Here you write view records. Here you write view records. Now it is ready and here I have to put error is there factory. Here I have to import because I here am getting error. Now here I have to import. Here I have import com.provider.factoryProvider. You write here page import com.provider.factoryProvider and also I have to write and then save it and see error is removed. Now I am going to save it. Now I have to create a search.jsp file. So now again I am going to my index.jsp page. Open index.jsp and file, save as, write search.jsp, enter, OK. Now my search.jsp page is ready. Now here I have to write a code. After navigation, Then I have to write here I have to write and giving the annotation. Like that I write try and catch. I write try employee emp is equal to, here you write employee emp is equal to employee application dot get attribute emp, and here write employee application dot get attribute, and write here if and else I have to use. If employee is not null, here you write if employee is not null, then now I am going to put this annotation here, Control X. Now I am going to put here this annotation, and then I write div class. Here I write div class container, meta tag 3, div class card, meta tag 3, and here put the image. Just I am going to copy the code of display employee. Copy display employee and go to search employee. Here I am going to paste it. Here you write div class container, div class meta tag 3, image. Now here you have to write now delete. Okay, then everything is okay. And next I have to write here close the div class. Here I am putting annotation again. Copy this annotation here, Control X, and I am going putting here, and after that I will write here I will write use else. Now I am going to use else. Now this annotation I will take here, Control X. Now I put it here. This annotation putting here. Else you write here div class container, and again div class card, meta tag 3, image. Copy this code, Control C, and paste it here. Again you have to write in h5 tag. Here you pass a message, h5 tag. It will be bold, sorry, invalid ID, and here you write the b tag closing, b tag. Here I have to close the 2 div tag and one more div, and this div tag also there. Here you write annotation again and put this curly bracket here, and write catch exception, and then put the curly bracket. Now this is ready, I think. Okay, now I'm going to save it. Now I have to make one more JSP file, that is update employee. Now I'm going to save display employee as update employee file. This is my display employee. Save as. Here I'm going to change the name, update employee.jsp, and save. This is my update employee. Here I have to write, I'm going to delete this code. Okay, delete it. Now here I write int eid is equal to integer.parse int. I am going to write int eid integer.parse int, and next line org hibernate session, and here I am going to write org hibernate.session SES FactoryProvider.getFactory open session, and next line I write employee emp session.getEmployee. Here I am going to write employee emp session.getEmployee. and rest I think I have no need to change anything else. After that I have to write here. Here I have to write form action update servlet. Form action update servlet. Here this two line is not required. Here this two line is not required. So now I am going to close this two line because it is the update. So here I am going to delete this two line. Delete. Now here write input type submit and value save update. Value is save update and class, and I put the close tag of input, and next I am going to close the form tag div class. Okay, this sentence is not required. I am going to close it. Now I am going to create a CSS folder first. Now here folder, I am giving the folder name CSS. Finish. And inside this CSS I am create a CSS file. Okay, I am giving the name of my CSS file is style.css and then finish. So my CSS is ready. In CSS file I am writing a code dot nav background. Nav, here I am going to write nav background, and in curly bracket here I am write background color background. Here I am giving the color. I get this background color from material color, and now going to save it. And here I'll go to navigation.jsp. Here I put the, here I paste this background. This I'll copy this one background, copy, and I'm going to paste it here in our navigation.jsp. I paste it here. Now I'm going to run my project. Index.jsp, right click, run on server, Tomcat 9, then finish, and here home, add employee. Now let me check display all. One employee is there. Now I am going to delete it. Now I am going to add employee. Here I am writing 101 Saurabh, mail, address Hyderabad, mobile number and email ID, and then submit. And you see record saved successfully. View record. Okay. Now one more I am going to enter. Add employee 102 Gopal Singh, Ghaziabad, his mail, Ghaziabad, mobile number 99553, and email ID, and submit, and view record. Okay. To record, one more I am going to enter. Add employee 103 Nidhi Kumari, email Lucknow, and one more I am going to enter so that easy to understand. 4 SF. Submit. View record. So now you see, if I click on home and display all, you see I have entered 1, 2, 3, 4 data. 4 employee ID, name, gender, address, mobile and email address. Now here I am doing one more thing. Now I am going to search, go to home and search 103, search, got the employee whose ID number is 103. Now I am going to update his details. Update Here, now suppose he is going to change his address. Now in place of Lucknow, he shift himself to Mumbai. Nariman point Mumbai, and rest is okay. And I am going to click on save update and I go to see. Here Nidhi Kumari, female, his address is Nariman point Mumbai. So it is updated. Now I am going to delete one. Suppose I am going to delete the employee ID number 104. Now if I want to delete employee ID 104, so direct I'll click on delete. Now you see 104 is not there. And if you display all, it is not there. If you search here 104, search, and you see sorry, invalid ID, because I have deleted this ID. Now I think you have understand how to make employee management system in Bootstrap, and also by using jsp-servlet and CSS file, and in Eclipse ID Maven Webapp Project. Here I have used, from beginning I will tell you, I am using Hibernate Bootstrap for Eclipse ID version 2023-03 and Tomcat server is 9.0. I am using Maven Webapp Project, and also I told you how to make configuration Hibernate with Eclipse ID and how to create this hibernate.cfg.xml file. That also I told you how to resolve the error of dependencies in Pom.xml file. And here I have created the 3 packages, one com.entity, com.provider, com.servlet, and Src main resource. I keep the Hibernate configuration file. And also I told you how to put the images with your project, and also how to use background color in your project by using CSS. Here I have used add employee.jsp, display employee.jsp, header and footer.jsp, index.jsp, navigation.jsp for Bootstrap, and footer header also for Bootstrap, and save employee.jsp, search.jsp, update employee.jsp, and how to configure web.xml, that also I told you. If you like this video, please do subscribe my channel, because one of my friend was request to make this type of project, that's why I made it. And if you want to source code, I can provide you source code. If you require the source code, please write in comment box. Then, and also you tell your email address or mobile number, I will send you the source code. Please do subscribe my channel and share my video with your friends. Thanks a lot for watching my video. Thanks a lot. Thanks.